Hello, this is your application specialist, Adam Best at FREY Municipal Software. Today, I will demonstrate some great tips and tricks for the BUCS Finance Software Release 24. This will be a wonderful opportunity to explore and learn how to get more value from your BUCS financial system. I have 10 items to share with you in today's demonstration. Let's get started. For the first tip and trick, we're going to go to Fund Account Analysis. The Fund Account Analysis now includes 15 funds. Previously, it only included 10 funds. So up here to General Ledger, and I go down here to this Graphical Analysis, and I go to Fund Account Analysis. I click in here. I made up some extra funds. I put money in all the funds just to kind of show you. So now we can see all 15 funds in there. We can see their balances. You get the fund description, the fund numbers, and then we have this graph, and this graph is just the same as it's always been. We can choose between a couple of different options here, and we can view it on the screen like that. For the second tip and trick, we're talking about invoice processing. When I selectively load invoices, and an invoice is selected from the grid, it'll turn a light yellow color. So where that is I go into payables here, and I go to invoice maintenance, and then when I go here to load, and I selectively select invoices to load, so I have these standard invoices, you see when I click on them, they have this light yellow color, so it's easy to see that these are the invoices I have selected. If I unselect them, it goes back to white. For the third tip and trick, we're going to go to bank reconciliation. In the bank reconciliation module, the comment field is now available for all transactions. Originally, it was only available for voided and unclaimed transactions. And to view or add a transaction, you have to right click on the transaction bank reconciliation screen and choose the comment menu. So where that's at is if we go in here to this check reconciliation, and before you would have to, void or unclaim a comment or a field, and you could put that comment in there. But now it's available for checks, deposits, ACH, bank charges, interest adjustments, electronic payment, cash adjustments, and cash transfers. Like I can take this random check here, I can right click, I can go into this comment field right here. I can go in this comment field, and then if I just want to put something down here, like if I just want to go in here, if I want to say phone bill, I even have the spell check feature, and I can say OK, and then now you can see that little thing pops up right there, showing that there's a comment on here. For the fourth tip and trick, we're going to talk about fee receipt history. There is now an option in fee receipts to change the payment type. This will allow the user to change the payment type of the original entered incorrectly. To access this new option, highlight the fee receipt within fee receipt history. Click on Detail on the bottom right hand corner of the screen is a Change Payment Type button. Once this button is selected, a new payment type can be selected. So where that is if we go down here, and then we go to fee receipt history right here, and then we can click on any of these fee receipts. We can click on Detail, and then you can see here that the original is put in with MasterCard. I can click on Change Payment Type, and I can click on anything else I want. Let's say we actually put MasterCard, but then we went to put Visa. I can press OK, and I can make changes. When I go back, see over here, it changed it to Visa. For the fifth tip and trick, we're talking about registers. When printing a check, ACH, or electronic payment register, there's now the option to have one line per transaction in Excel. When this option is selected, you can have one line print in there, and it will not have any of the GL distribution information. It will just have the check, and then each line will have a check total. If I have multiple invoices in the check, it will have the check total at the end of each line. And then if you have a negative amount in there, an error description will print at the end of the line. If you'd like to make this option a permanent option, you go to System Controls on the AP tab and select that as your default to have one line per transaction. What that looks like is if we go in here and I go to check register and I select one line per transaction, now I went ahead and put an invoice maintenance, and I released it like it's about to be released. And if I click on Excel here, so we just have a nice little example here. Let me pull that over. I can put that here, And you can see here that it's one line and it has the check amount in there and the total. But if I had a bunch of invoices in here, it would take up each one of those. Now, if I want to close out of here and then close out here, we could always go into System Controls, go to Edit, and then on the AP tab, we could go down here if we wanted to have that be our default of always selected. For the sixth tip and trick, we're going to talk about projects. And for projects, there is now a total field at the bottom of the outstanding invoices, encumbrances, archived encumbrances, and purchase order tabs. These are for all total transactions for the project, not just the ones shown currently on the grid. This will save you time from adding up all the transactions to get a total. So where that is, and I went ahead and I set up a project in project maintenance. And I'm going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and view that. So see here, under paid invoices, we have a project total. But then we also, on encumbrances, have a project total. Archived encumbrances have a project total. And then purchase orders, we also have a project total. So if you had anything inside one of these tabs, that you'd have project totals on all the fields. You can see here where the paid invoices has a project total on there as well. For the seventh tip and trick, in BUCS 24, a user can pin notes to the top of the screen. This applies to vendors, AR customers, fixed assets, fund control, chart of account investments, projects, fee receipt clients, and leases. When adding or editing a note, an option to pin to the top is available to select. When selected, it will list the note at the top of the screen and add a pin image to the main screen of the Notes tab. When there are multiple notes pinned, the most recent pin will show at the top. So where that is, just for example, if we go here and then we go to vendor maintenance is the one place to find that at. And we go into any vendor here and then we go to notes. So I can go in here and I can select this note. I can click on the edit button. Here's that pin to top feature that I was talking about. When I press OK, it puts a pinned icon and it moves it up to the top there. And then that's also available in many other fields. So like another one that was mentioned was like the fund control and then edit. And then it has notes in here as well if you have any kind of notes on this fund. Now, like in this case, there's only one note, so it doesn't really matter if I pin it to the top. But if I had multiple notes, and then if I pin multiple notes to the top, the most recent one that was pinned would have that pin icon on it. For the eighth tip and trick, we're going to talk about chart of accounts. In BUCS, you can sequence and search by the account comment. Many users use the comment field as a subdescription field to allow longer, more detailed descriptions. Some users like to use the account comment field to group accounts that are grouped together. So if we want to go ahead and I can show you in here, if we go in here to General Ledger and we go to chart of accounts here, see under sequence, we've always had it by number, description, and advanced search. We now have this comment field. And I went in and actually made a few comments. You can see here, most of them are blank. But what I did is down here at the bottom, I made a few of these, and you can see these comment fields. It works just like any other one of the comment fields. You know, if I go in here and I type in that, it drops right down to that. If I leave it blank, majority of mine are blank. But if I wanted to add something to that, I could always click on Edit, and I have that account comment right here. And if I just want to say something, you know, in here, or I could group it by here, you know, let's say if I had several different payroll cash accounts throughout different funds, maybe for different departments or something, I could say OK there, and you can see it dropped it down here to where I have other comments in there. For the ninth tip and trick, we're going to talk about vendors. When adding a vendor, the system will now use additional testing features to check to see if the duplicate vendor exists. All vendors that use the vendor name will be checked regardless of the case used in the original name. For example, if we go in here, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to vendors, we see Ace Hardware in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to type in, you see there, it's mixed case. If I add, and then I just have it use the next vendor number that's available there, and I go in here, and let's type in Ace Hardware in all caps. It's going to say duplicate vendor, even though I did, instead of the mixed case, I have it all in caps. It's going to go ahead and catch that. And if I say yes, okay, that vendor already exists, I can cancel out and see it here. For the 10th and final tip and trick, we're going to talk about the system. The icons on the task pane have been updated. The fonts on the favorites, quick links, and status bar area have been changed to a larger, easy to read font for modern appearance. And as you can see throughout this presentation, all the icons are different throughout here. That we can go through here on each and every one of these screens, and you can see the new icons that are in here. And go through here. These fonts are bigger. Everything's a little bit bigger, just more updated, more modern, and easy to read. This concludes the BUCS Finance System Release 24 Tips and Tricks presentation. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and picked up on many items that will enhance your daily BUCS experience. If you have any questions on any material I covered in this presentation, please don't hesitate to contact support at FREY at 1-800-659-3739. I repeat, that number is 1-800-659-3739. We'll be happy to assist you.